Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee. Today, I want to talk about the idea that love is unconditional. And too often, we confuse love and like. Do you really get what I'm saying here? We confuse love and like. We think that in order to love someone, we have to like them. And that's just not true. So let's give a different word for love. Love means to unconditionally accept someone as they are. Doesn't mean you have to like them. So when we say you got to love thy neighbor, it means accept your neighbor as it is. You got to love your mother-in-law. You got to accept her as she is. Got to love your father-in-law, accept him as he is. Love your wife, your husband, accept them as they are. Your children, accept them as they are. You can love everybody, but it doesn't mean you're going to like them. And you know what? That's not good and that's not bad. Like is simply an emotional response to the energy that someone else has in relationship to the energy that we're putting out at that moment. So to give you an idea, I'm in my 50th year of marriage. I love my wife. I like my wife most of the time. There are times when we're not a vibrational match. In the course of a day, there are times that we're not a vibrational match. Here's the key thing. Don't try to force it. We just move away from each other. In other words, we go to different parts of the house or we go do different things until the vibration shifts. And then it's more of a neutral vibration. It doesn't go from not liking to liking in a moment. But if you're in a neutral state, you can be with a person without having arguments, without building resentment, without getting angry. Do you ever notice that if something's bothering you, that means your energy is an energy of being bothered. And if someone comes into your world and they're not bothered by something, guess what? You're an energetic mismatch. Here's the thing about politics today. Politics today creates an energy within the person who's having a particular political belief. And the energy of someone who doesn't have that belief is very different than theirs. You're not going to get along. You're not going to like each other. But you can love each other. You can accept that everyone on the planet is entitled to have their unique view. And a really wise person realizes they're not going to change the other person's opinion. The person who's not that wise believes they will change their opinion. And I ask you this question, if you're that person, has it really ever worked? Good question, isn't it? 50 years of marriage. I've known my wife 51 and a quarter years. Guess what? I've never changed her mind on anything. I gave up. Here's what I do. I put all my energy to liking Lee, to loving Lee, to becoming a greater expression of Lee. And that energy will attract to me the qualities at the times within my wife and with everyone else. You see, here's one of my taglines: love, self-love, begins and ends with you. And to be self-loving is to be conscious loving, to living consciously, to making decisions on things that juice you. Now, I'm not saying not to be supportive. I'm saying supporting people is a wonderful thing. But you got to also be able to say no. Because sometimes there are people who want our time, they want our energy, and it's a complete mismatch. A complete mismatch. And it could be a family member, like my brother. When my brother was alive, I didn't give him time. We were not a vibrational match. We were not a vibrational energy. I'm not going to change him. And he was always trying to change me. And I finally said, well, guess we're going to cut the time together. So I spoke to him maybe once a year. Because I realized it's important to be true. It's important to be authentic with yourself. The second you sacrifice that, means you're not accepting yourself as you are. You're putting the opinions of others above you. Never, ever, ever subordinate yourself to anyone else. When you do, you're saying to the universe, I'm not enough. You're saying to the universe, I'm not worthy. And when you say I'm not enough and I'm not worthy to the universe draws to you more experiences where you'll feel not enough and not worthy. That's why it's always good to remember, know who you are. Stand up for who you are. You see, think about it this way. When you're accepting of yourself and others, your ability to be with more people and to have better experience expands. Because everything expands when we're not in judgment. And you see, to be self-accepting, there can't be judgment. To be accepting of others, there can't be judgment. Don't you want to hang with people who are not judging? Isn't that who you'd want to be with? Isn't that who you'd want to spend your time with? Isn't it easier to be with people who are not judging? Think about this. Think about the people that you have in your life right now. And think about the last time you knew you were going to be with those people. Did you really want to be with them? Or was it an obligation that you felt you had to do? I'm going to guarantee and bet that many of the people we've chosen to be with, it's out of obligation. And we were taught that. My parents taught me that. Every Sunday, visit my grandparents on one side, my grandparents on the other. Go visit this relative, that relative. They were got family's number one, family's number one. And my mom would be saying, no, I don't want to go visit your family. All they do is drink. They're all alcoholics. You know how my mother resolved that? She said to my dad, she said, Steve, I'm moving to Maui. They lived in Michigan. I said, you want to come with me? If you do, that's cool. If you don't, I'm going without you. And so they moved to Maui. They didn't have to see my dad's family anymore, did they? They were in Maui. And when people would ask to come over, my mom was very selective on who she let stay in her home. Just a couple of my uncles and aunts. It was one way to deal with it. I would have dealt with it differently. I would have just simply said to my partner, if you want to go, go. Have at it. It's your family. Do whatever you want. Doesn't mean I have to be there. And you'll say, well, that's not a great relationship. No, that's an honest relationship. And I think it's real important. If you're going to have a relationship with someone and you can't be honest with them, is that really a relationship? Or is it a convenience? That's a really good thing to look at. If your relationship is there and you have a good relationship Is each person giving the other freedom to be their authentic self? Or is it a matter of convenience, financial convenience, handling of kids' convenience, money convenience, whatever it might be? Is it a convenience, or do you truly want to be with that person? Do you enjoy their company? Do they support you? Do you support them? Are you growing together? Are you sharing the journey? Are you having fun being authentic, real, and you? Because if you can't be authentic, real, and you, why be in a relationship at all? That's my message for today. So, a lot to think about there. And my job is to bring questions to you. So that you can answer them yourself. Because here's what I know. The infinite wisdom of the universe is available to you. All you got to do is ask and listen. And you will be guided through your heart. Make it a great day. And know that I love you. We don't know if I like you or not, but I do love you. Have a great day, everybody. Aloha.